Throughout your volleyball career, you're going to play on a bunch of different teams and with a bunch of different coaches. And you're often going to find yourself in an uncertain position. Sometimes that uncertainty comes from something as simple as not understanding a new drill. And other times, it's as complex as not understanding your role on the team or where you fit in. This isn't a unique problem. It happens to everyone at every level. The players that succeed and figure it out are those that listen, observe, and ask, in that order. Always start with listening. As humans, we have the tendency to start formulating questions at the first sign of something that we don't understand, or when there's something we don't agree with. Before we let a coach finish or a situation play out, we instinctively want to jump in with questions because uncertainty makes us feel uncomfortable and we want to make that feeling go away as soon as possible. But often, by doing this, we shut off our brains to the learning process. We miss nuances and we are so focused on not understanding that we understand even less. When you feel that uncomfortable moment of uncertainty, maybe it's because you're on the bench and don't understand why. Sit with it. Let it be. Challenge yourself to just listen to what your coach is saying. Next, we want to observe. If you aren't on the court during a game or you're on the non-starting side in practice, take the time to observe without internal commentary. What are the teammates on the starting side doing that you're not? It's not always straightforward. Sometimes it's that they carry themselves with confidence. Sometimes it's they have a better connection with the setter. Sometimes it's that when the team is down, they are the first ones to communicate. Before you go ask your coach what your role is, take time to listen to what's going on and observe what those players are doing that you could be emulating. Once you've spent ample time listening and observing and there's still uncertainty, then ask. If you've done a good job of listening and observing, the question you thought you likely had may change. In fact, it might be more of a question for yourself now instead of for the coach. Instead of a question directed at the coach about why is she playing ahead of me, the question now might be internal and more like, how can I get better at the things she is really great at? I started really practicing listen, observe, ask when I first got to college. My coach was a national team level coach and the drills and scouting reports were a lot to handle as a new freshman. I made it a point to listen intently and pick up on any cue from my coach or other teammates. Sometimes we would be starting a drill and I would have no clue what was going on. I would find myself paying attention to my reps and responsibilities while also looking around at what the other outsides were doing. Then, if I failed to connect the dots, I would muster up the courage to say, hold up coach, so what's going on? This process can happen faster or slower, but it needs to be in that order so you don't get in your own way and lose the important things you can learn by listening and observing.